Yo, there we go. Well, looks like we're live. I'm gonna give a couple people a chance to log in. It's been a hot minute. I got lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about. I'm gonna turn this side monitor to something so you guys can see my face a little better because it looks like I might be a hair dark. It's not too bad on that screen. Really good on this screen. Really bad on this screen. I don't know. Let's yeah, I'm triple monitoring myself here. I not expecting that's better. I'm not expecting much for people, honestly. Maybe a little too. Opaque white. There, maybe. Anyways, it's kind of working. I honestly am not expecting much for people to show up. If they show up, awesome. If they don't, I've been missing. Pretty plain and simple. I'm gonna just turn that light towards me. Yeah, it's better. Hey, I'm running Joe, or in this case, missing Joe Motorsports. Lots to talk about. It's kind of been an interesting year. Something I haven't told a lot of people about is I just lost interest in everything outside of probably video games at work. This last year was a turnaround year, B a very tough mentally and emotionally vehicle thing. Every vehicle I owned outside of the Miata has given me grief. The truck still has some issues that I'm going to deal with. I might film it, I might not. Filming vehicle content in Canada is tough. Is really tough. I don't know what I want to do with the channel yet. I actually like to be blunt and honest, I've let the monetization drop on purpose. Haven't dropped a video since, honestly, it was a really good video, like from a reception wise. Some people, I have trolls, like, you know who you are, you assholes that, oh, that's not a dream car. Well, dream car is totally different to everybody's perspective. To call it clickbait is such a crock of shit. You have no clue what it takes to actually even do any of this stuff. To film, to edit, to think about what you're going to do, the cost associated with some of it. I own thousands of dollars in editing software or editing computer stuff. I've invested time in myself for editing videos. I've invested in cameras. I've got 3 or 4 different cameras that I all enjoy using, but it's hard to do it by yourself. And the individuals that want to step up can't help to the fullest sometimes. And you know what's crazy is I had a crazy year planned, even with a turnaround. I filmed a metric fuck ton of stuff while I was in Texas. I haven't dropped a lick of it. In fact, I didn't even vlog while I was there. I just filmed. Maybe I'm just going to make a ton of shorts, because there is a ton of possible shorts there. I do need to spend more time behind a camera, and I think that's been part of my headache, that maybe I don't quite understand, is like, I'm just gonna turn audio on for me to hear that I'm actually have audio going. It looks like it's going, but I don't have any feedback right now, so and this is gonna get trimmed down. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, perfect. So like, the channel has continued to grow on its own, doing nothing. Pretty flat out, and I'll maybe show you guys, like, as a small content creator, I've made literally peanuts. Like, it pays peanuts. It's all just a passion thing, and honestly, the money coming in has to match the money coming out to even do anything. I don't make any money off YouTube. Some people think I might. I'll show this right now if I can. How do I do this? Just gameplay? No. Mobile gaming? No. Live scene? Yeah, live scene. Browser, display capture. Display device not connected right now. Let's just bring in a media source. Media source. Create new. Just sorry, I'm making something real quick. Nope, that's not it. It's been so long since. And like honestly, I don't even stream anymore. Like that's how crazy this is. This has been. On like I want to get back to streaming this winter. Browser, yeah. Nope, cancel. I don't know. So like, I'll be blunt and honest. So like the last, where are we? Just chatting. Live scene, not live scene. Camera background, that one. I'll be blunt and honest that like I've earned peanuts from YouTube. I don't know. There's some people that like have thought I've earned a decent amount. A couple of them have started like pay back a little bit, but then YouTube just cut me off. And that's my own shortfall. I'm 520 hours in the last 365 days of public watch hours short. And I don't upload shorts. So like you have to have 3 million short views to get any monetization through shorts. I don't know what the live stream is. This is going to stay up. I'm going to leave it as a public video. Had no members, so like that's fine. But analytics, there we are. I can't even look at what I earned now. Ah, man. So like over the lifetime of my channel has 373,000 views. To some that might seem like a lot. It's really not. I've had a couple videos that are like, so like my turbo rebuild videos has made a decent amount, enough that it's like kind of paid for itself in a way, which is kind of neat. I don't do this for an income. I do it for an enjoyment, and it just didn't enjoy it. I'm just shy of 1,700 subscribers right now. But yeah, like this video just doesn't show. Like YouTube, I get it. I don't have monetization, but let me see what I at least earned in the past. My God, that is crazy. That the minute that's gone, which whatever, I get it. And then so earlier this year too, I didn't tell anybody, but I got copyright strike by a company like 4 times. I did fight back. I don't know if it was an individual that was just fighting me, but I felt like I was being doxxed, so I had to give a lot of information out, and that was scary. But where have I been? Well, this year's been interesting. So I started this year off in Mexico on vacation. This year's been a little bit more focused on just getting family life in order, I guess. And then I just hide in the basement. So, like, yeah. Doing work. I took on a pretty intensive program. I've been part of a program called Avatar Innovations. So Avatar Innovations is about decarbonization tech. We can all sit here and harp, it's not real, it's fake, it's bullshit. That's crock shit. We do need to be better. I have an idea, like, and I've thought about it a couple times, making a video. Like, would people be interested in a green sourced ethanol for racing? What's your measurable loss you're willing to pay, knowing that ethanol maybe came from a green source, or even methanol? Would you be willing to pay for methanol that was truly green, not just blue. Methanol is an interesting process. So like I have lots of ideas in my head. Obviously the world and their mindset is that like carbon tax is not like we shouldn't pay carbon tax. Personally, like as an individual, we shouldn't pay carbon tax. But should companies have to do something about their carbon emissions? I think it's possible. Hold on. Sorry. Um, yeah, so decarbonizing tech is kind of what I've been working on the last 6 months to 8 months of my year life. I've got a pretty cool little thing that I've been working on. Something I can't really expose yet fully. I got a bunch of NDAs of signed, so I can't really talk too much. But I have been a part of this Avatar Innovations program, and it's been different, insightful. If you put your mind to it, you will succeed. If you don't put your mind to it, you're gonna fall behind and you won't finish. It made me. I went in with the mindset of like, let's figure this out. Let's have some fun with it. Kind of a venture. I've met some people that I never would have met in my life, and I've been grateful. I have a huge presentation in under 2 weeks. So yeah, but yeah, and then on top of that, this year I've worked a ton of hours overtime, like 700-800 hours of overtime or something stupid. So between that and Avatar, I've had no passion to get behind a camera like this right now or in the shop. I honestly haven't turned a wrench for personal or vehicle wise since August when I pulled the transmission out of the Magnum. So, full disclosure, and I don't have to pass the video anymore because I didn't ever get sent the video. It had made an amazing pass for what it was, other than I leaked transmission fluid all over the track. So that huge, the huge push that I made to get the car done. My best friend almost died, and then I went and still finished the car, and I was stressed. Burdened myself out completely. When the car was broken, I went and tried to get the Jeep back together, and the Jeep fought me every inch of the way. So we put a built transmission and T-case in this year, and they don't work. There's a grinding or a drag inside the transmission that I'm not a big fan of, and it's partly my fault. I don't know if it's a transmission or if it's a transfer case. It's like I'm tempted to pull both again and send them off to the shop to say, hey, just check it out. Something's not right. Maybe I broke an input shaft. I don't know. But it's got a drag. It feels like it's constantly in a trans brake mode. And that sucks. Like that royally sucks. So like I've built 2 transmissions this year. Technically, I put a built transmission in the Jeep 2 years, or in the truck 2 years ago. So I'm like $20,000 in transmissions in like the last 3 years. Trucks is working good, I think. It's got a leak right now. I need to get that fixed. So that's something else. The car, the Magnum. Let's talk on the Magnum. Let's talk Magnum. So Dodge Magnum went together, and I have a couple ideas still. I've been offered an engine. I still like I'm in the boat that like I want to do something with it fully. I just don't know what yet. I think it's going to be turbo or turbos. I think turbos sounds cool, but I'm also tempted to do a Pro Charger. I'm also tempted to just spray the hell out of it because that was a lot of fun. Spray's kind of neat. It's fun. It's expensive, but so the car honestly drove great once we got a couple of the issues figured out. I just wish I had more time to film by myself. Just filming while building stuff, man, that takes a lot more time. And then you got to edit it. So, like, I have a ton of content that Paul sent me, and I just never put into a video. And I might put in a video if if I get to it. So, we got the car together, went to Miles of Mayhem, drove it all the way there, and we had this like whirring noise. Oh, let's back up a second. I had the drive shaft built by a buddy of mine in Robin. You guys have seen him on the videos in the past. Built me a drive shaft, and honestly, I didn't get it balanced, which whatever. The other side of the issue is it wasn't long enough. Not his fault. It was the way I measured it. We didn't push the yoke all the way into the transmission, and that caused the drive shaft the night before on our final test drive. And like I'd heard it a couple times as like whirring. Well, what it was the back of the transmission was sloppy, and we were wiping the back of the case out. So I have a transmission, a 4L80 that we put together, probably like $5,000. Billet everything, billet front to back, billet aluminum drum, and it got one pass. We drove it all the way to Saskatoon, got one pass, and I noticed it was leaking like crazy out the input seal. So I ended up having to tow it home. By the time I got the transmission out, realized, shit, we fucked the case. So now I got to send my torque converter out, which I spent a minor fortune on, probably to Calgary. Gonna get it cleaned this winter and put back together. And then, so basically to do it, you gotta cut around it, clean it, get all the debris out. Gotta buy a new cooler, gotta put a new cooler in it. New cooler lines. Could I clean the cooler out? Probably. Would I rather just use that current cooler, say for like power steering? Probably. Rather than trying to put this potentially like I don't know. Maybe I could rig up some way to make sure I get everything out of that transmission cooler, and then I'm not like, maybe I'm just overthinking it, costing myself more money than I need to. Maybe I can just push some clean fluid through, just pump it and filter it until it comes out. Like, it's really not that hard. Maybe I can make a video on that, make a jig on cleaning it. I got a couple ideas. I want to test some, like, hey, can we reduce the coolant temperatures XXX? Anyways, I want to get back into YouTube, but like the inspiration's got to be there, the timing's got to be there. I gotta not want to play video games. That's a lot of what I do in the evenings right now. A lot of that I think is just the mental strain from the project I'm on, maybe. And honestly, just it's a cash thing. Like, I gotta spend money to fix this stuff that I just don't care. Probably gonna sell the Jeep. I love the Jeep, but like I drove it like 40 kilometers this year. Broke it. Just that last break was sucked. I was so excited, guys. Miles Mayhem. I was still okay. Let's get this Jeep rolling. Got the Jeep transmission pulled that night. Thanks to a couple friends, Ethan and Blair, and Paul stuck around for a while too, and we got a swap, and we didn't get fully seated, and started it, and it made this weird noise, which was fine, because what happened was when I put what I didn't realize, like when I broke the Jeep last year, not this year, in Miles Mayhem 2023, I didn't realize how bad I broke it. The transfer case is shot. Obviously, it's like you spin the front of the transfer case and nothing else happens. So there's like the clutch or the chain is shot, which whatever. And then on top of that, the torque converter was shot. I didn't know it until it was too late. And like when we were trying to put the transmission, so when I did that video of putting a built transmission and transfer case, I put that torque converter in. It didn't fully seat, but it wasn't puking transmission fluid out. It's like, it just didn't make any sense. But what that was doing was putting a ton of strain on the transmission. So I think I've like maybe burned up a clutch in the transmission. So that's where I'm probably going to get the transmission out at some point. I got to get it started up and then get it back to the shop, pull the transmission out, and like maybe see if I can get Ryan to come out and tear it down here. I just hate, and that's part of the reason, like, yeah. So, like, the Jeep's broken. So, man, this is, like, the biggest mix smash bullshit. And, like, it just sucks because, like, they're just going to leave this live. And I shouldn't one take this, but I'm one taking it. So the Jeep's broken. 2. So that's kind of where it's at. The Jeep has something else going on. So, like, we got the new transmission in. I drove it to the shop after getting the torque converter swapped out with the other torque converter. Not as big a stall. Was driving nice. Other than, like, it just felt like the Jeep's always trans braking. Like, it's always trans braking. I don't know. Maybe that's torque. Maybe that's just how tight the transfer case is. So then we were really close. I mean, like, this close to just starting to drive it. And I noticed backing out of my driveway, like, man, something was, like, binding. And maybe that's what's actually holding me back. It's like, I gotta get the drive shaft out. Like, maybe I have a broken front diff. I don't know. I don't know until I start tearing into these things, and I just don't have the ambition to do it. Like, zero ambition to go do it. And I can't pay anybody to go and do it because, honestly, like, I have to pay for my regular day-to-day life. I have to... and reality is now I got to get it out of my house garage to the shop garage to put it on the hoist and try and fix it there, which is fine, but there's snow on the ground and I'm on drag radials. So, like, I'll have to trailer it. Well, I have metal on the trailer, so I got to take care of that here. I have to take care of that this Friday. I have to. If I don't, I'm just kicking myself in the ass. That is my ambition level. I have zero ambition. And part of that is like, I just don't know what I want to do with the automotive scene right now. Like, it's so rank expensive. Whereas, like, I could play video games and it cost me a fraction of the money, which, I don't know. My social life's been, like, absolutely abysmal, too. I just don't care. Outside of the people I talk to, I don't care. Sorry, but I don't know. Maybe I've developed a social anxiety, which is so weird. Growing up, I was like, I never had this issue. I meet people and I try to be the best for everybody, but, like, maybe I just don't care anymore. I don't know. So anyways, the Magnum has a fucked transmission. The Jeep might have a fucked transmission, might have a fucked T-case, might have a fucked front diff. The truck, I got to fix the grid heater. And honestly, I should film that because that one would probably get me my monetization back on YouTube. Because that video alone, just me taking the time to do it and then putting it online, probably will get me my monetization because people are always looking for grid heater bolt. Like, what do I do with it? Like, how do I want to fix it? Really simple. I'm hoping that the Magnum is my goal. I legitimately think the Jeep's just going to get sold. I probably going to fix it, sell it. It's probably still worth 30 grand. The thing is like, other side of it with the Jeep is I'm, like, half tempted to rebuild my transfer case and my transmission. And then I've got another 6.4 Hemi, put just a mild cam in it and then take the built motor out of the Jeep. But the other side is I've been offered a built 5.7 as well for the Magnum. I like the small displacement. My mind got changed a little bit when I was in Miles Mayhem in Texas 2K. I can't compete with those guys. Those guys, like, to run that, like I saw the money that had to be spent to compete at that level is wild. Even to compete at Miles Mayhem, like, some people would think it doesn't take money. It takes money. The Magnum's just neat. For me to do what I want to do with the Magnum, I gotta cage it, which is fine. I have everything to build. Basically, I have the idea. What I want to do is buy all the parts this winter and build a second 4L80 that won't run on a thrust bearing. It'll run on a thrust washer. And then I can have 2 full built cases. Then all I have to do is swap torque converter and swap the bell housing adapter. And then I technically have a spare transmission. I don't know if it's a smart thing to do financially, but I think I should do it. I should have probably built a Turbo 400. I don't know if I'd be in this boat if I just built a turbo 400. Maybe I would. I don't know. I should have trusted my gut instinct too on hammering in the yoke. I didn't like these long slip yokes had me all super confused. It's fun. Honestly, just got to slow down on like, and I did. I haven't put a video out in 6 months, and I really like I've only done like 2 videos in a year. Part of that is I was like, okay, I got to get something out, and now like I'm only reason I'm doing this is because like I've had a couple of people, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm nothing. I let my monetization drop off. I literally did. Like, what is the peanuts worth? Like, and like the tax implications. Just now, I got like this year I'll have to pay, but if I don't monetize for another year, I don't have to worry about that side of it. People think YouTube just goes quick, like it's a quick buck, but it is. I think like I've earned more than some people for sure. Like I know a couple people with like 3,000-4,000 subscribers that have earned like $1,000, and I think I've earned like 2,500 to 3,000 Canadian, something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna probably start streaming on Twitch some more in the evenings. A couple hour streams here and there, playing video games, mainly World of Warcraft. Probably get back into wrenching here pretty quick. Once I get back from Calgary next week, and not this week, but like next week, I got to be in Calgary for the whole week. Once I get back, I'm going to really just focus on getting the fleet of vehicles back. I got a couple things to fix on the diesel. I got a couple things to fix on the Magnum. Get a transmission and then get the Magnum running and rolling. I could probably, I don't have a heater. I don't have a HVAC system hooked up, but I could hook the HVAC system up, and I could technically drive the Magnum a little bit, but I don't want to on that side of it. I have another Magnum I want to go look at in Wainwright because it's an opportunity that I have if I build my 6.4 that's in the shop. There's a couple things I got ideas on. It'll take time, effort, money. Money that I have to be willing to spend or not spend is the big thing. And I might just take a year off of everything and just focus on getting everything back in order too. Like the Magnum build was just kind of like I wanted to build it, have fun with it. I wasn't even going out to compete. I was just literally going out to just drive it. And then like, okay, see where I'm at. I technically have one shakedown pass. I was super happy with I think it was an 8 flat, which is like a 12.5 in the quarter. And like, but it was shaking. Like it was shaking so bad. And that was the transmission shaking itself to pieces. Big Sky's definitely possibly do. Big Sky's probably doable this year. And I say that is the reason Big Sky's probably doable is I don't have anything planned in June this year. It sucks because this is the year I actually got offered to go into Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0 this year. And I like full disclosure, I took the 10 grand that I had saved for Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0 and fixing the Magnum, spent it on the family. We went to Disney World. Much needed. Kiddo's happy, wife's happy. But like Big Sky definitely, like it, from what I watched, it looked like so much fun. And the Magnum there, again, probably I'd just run it on nitrous unless I turboed it. And like the big thing is like I want to cage it to run better than a 750 in the 8th. So, but yeah, Big Sky looked like gorgeous. Same thing, like I'd really like to do the BC one. And again, it's just all timing. Like, so like where I work, we typically have a lot of work in the month of May and June. So like it's hard for me to justify doing a June event sometimes unless we have nothing planned. So well, every other year we have nothing planned at work. So basically in odd years we should have nothing planned. We should have nothing planned, but every 2 years we have a mini outage or a turnaround. So 2s and 4s. So it but our plant's getting old enough that it takes a lot of time. So like this year, I started turnaround in February and I stayed on it till July. And then in July, started the push for Miles of Mayhem, worked my ass off. And for the month of August and September and October, I did nothing but focus A on my avatar program and B, just not wanting to be at a shop. And it's funny because like I really didn't do much in the sense of shop stuff from September last year to September to March, I guess. I really didn't touch anything because A, I didn't have the transmission in hand. B, I didn't really want to tear the Jeep apart because it was still running and driving. I did figure out that like technically in Miles of Mayhem, I probably could have made another pass or two. What the issue I ended up having at Miles of Mayhem last year, not this year, on the Jeep was I blew the boost pipe off. So, and yeah, Big Sky is close enough to just drive. Like that's all I was gonna do with the Magnum this year was just drive it, and we did drive it mainly as a test drive, and it went, albeit well, other than like this whirring noise. It just wouldn't go away, and it was bugging me. And then right before the pass for Miles of Mayhem in Saskatoon, I noticed a transmission leak, but I noticed, oh crap, I forgot to hook the bleeder up, the vent line. So I thought that's all it was. And then I needed nitrous, so when we drove to fill our nitrous in Saskatoon, I noticed, oh shit, this is leaking out of the bell housing now. So like I thought, well, maybe I backed the bolt off, and so we parked it. And yeah, but Big Sky's definitely on the list this year of like wants to do. I shouldn't say needs. The other side is I might just focus this year on just getting vehicles running and working the way they should. Maybe focus on getting the Jeep fixed and sold. But the other side is the Jeep's just fun. Like the Jeep is just fun the way it is. It's such a wild, rowdy vehicle that like I could turn it down a little bit and just run it on pump gas all the time. Like don't need to go max effort. Probably like go to it's on a 3.2 pulley, like go to like a 3.4, 3.5 inch pulley and make a little less boost. Don't need to push it as hard. And it still would get down and shake down. Like, I think I got a 6.7 in the eighth now on that thing, which is wild for a 5,500 pound brick. That was also why I didn't bring the Jeep this year. I knew that the competition was going to be crazy. To me, in Miles of Mayhem, like the fact that you've got, what is it, 7,000 pound diesels doing, I think he was doing low fives. Like that's wild. But again, that wasn't even he's a heavyweight. Probably should have went down a class, in my opinion. That is cool to see, but that thing was not your typical street vehicle. Like that was a race vehicle that just drove on the street in a class that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever go back into if that's the case. Like I don't know if I'll ever go back into the heavyweight class. But like the Magnum was so much more fun. Like bump box, or I should say, I had the trans brake, the nitrous. It's set up to be a race vehicle, and yeah. But I'm gonna shut her down for now. I think I'm gonna go play some video games, and then kind of go from there. This is gonna be live if you watched it, or up on the YouTubes afterwards. It's a mix mash. I might edit it down. I might not. I don't know. We'll see. If I am live playing some video games, it'll be on Twitch. I don't think it won't be on here. So Twitch is just Running Joe TV, I think. Yeah, Running Joe TV. So anyways, take care. Stay running alive. I don't know. I don't even have a catchphrase anymore. It's been so far. Like, this is Running Joe Motorsports signing out, and I will see you guys next time. Hopefully with a video here in the next month or two when I decide to actually get off my lazy ass and do it.